In 2025, the world lost some of its most legendary icons, actors, musicians, and visionaries who shaped entertainment as we know it. Their voices, performances, and stories will never be forgotten. Today, we honor the legacies of these 7 celebrities who passed away in 2025. Stay with us. You might be surprised by some of the names on this list. 7 celebrities who passed away in 2025. Let's move on to the first celebrity who passed away in 2025, Jeff Baena. Talented writer and director known for his unique vision in independent cinema, passed away on January 3, 2025 at the age of 52. Baena crafted thoughtful comedies that often explored complex themes through an offbeat lens. His notable works include Life After Beth, The Little Hours, and Horse Girl, many of which starred his wife, actress Aubrey Plaza. Baena's storytelling had a distinctive quality that blended humor with deeper emotional elements. Before directing his own films, he co-wrote the philosophical comedy I Heart Huckabees with David O. Russell in 2004, establishing himself as a creative force with a unique perspective. The independent film community has lost a visionary talent whose work will continue to inspire filmmakers seeking to blend genres and explore the human condition through comedy. Let's move on to the second celebrity who passed away in 2025. Gene Hackman Hollywood legend Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa were found deceased in their Santa Fe, New Mexico home on February 26, 2025. Hackman was 95 years old. Authorities are still investigating the circumstances. Gene Hackman was that rare combination, a superstar with the soul of a character actor. From his breakthrough role in 1967's Bonnie and Clyde to his final performance in 2004's Welcome to Mooseport, Hackman approached every role with understated brilliance and authentic humanity. Even when playing the villainous Lex Luthor in the Christopher Reeve Superman films, Hackman brought complexity and charm to what could have been a one-dimensional character. His versatility was legendary, delivering an Oscar-winning performance as the relentless detective Popeye Doyle in The French Connection, capturing paranoia perfectly in The Conversation, inspiring as the determined coach in Hoosiers, and showcasing impeccable comedic timing in films like The Birdcage and Get Shorty. After retiring from acting in 2004, Hackman devoted himself to writing novels and enjoying a quiet life with his wife Betsy. His decision to step away from Hollywood on his own terms reflected the integrity he brought to every aspect of his life and career. Let's move on to the third celebrity who passed away in 2025. Dick Button passed away on January 30th, 2025 at the age of 95. Before there was any blueprint for men's figure skating excellence, there was Dick Button creating it from scratch. Beginning in the late 1940s, Button revolutionized the sport by introducing groundbreaking techniques that had never been attempted in competition. He was the first skater to successfully land a double axel in competition and the first to execute a triple jump. These innovations helped him secure 2 Olympic gold medals and 5 consecutive world championships, a level of dominance rarely seen in any sport. After his competitive career, Button reinvented himself as a beloved television analyst, bringing figure skating to millions of viewers with his expert commentary, winning an Emmy for his broadcasting work. What many viewers might not know is that Button was also instrumental in creating the popular 1970s television show Battle of the Network Stars, which featured celebrities competing in various athletic challenges. Let's move on to the fourth celebrity who passed away in 2025, Leslie Charleson. For an astounding 50 years, Leslie Charleson was a fixture in American homes as Dr. Monica Quartermain on the long-running soap opera General Hospital. Charleson passed away on January 12, 2025, following a prolonged illness. Beginning her iconic role in 1977, Charleson brought depth, passion, and authenticity to Monica Quartermain, becoming one of the most beloved characters in daytime television history. Her portrayal of Monica's complicated relationships, professional struggles, and personal triumphs resonated with generations of viewers. Let's move on to the fifth celebrity who passed away in 2025, Marianne Faithfull. Music and counterculture icon, Marianne Faithfull died on January 30th, 2025 at the age of 78. Marianne Faithfull's journey through music and fame exemplified both the exhilarating heights and devastating lows of rock stardom in the 1960s. Discovered by Rolling Stone's manager Andrew Loog Oldham, Faithfull quickly ascended to fame with her hauntingly beautiful version of As Tears Go By, which became a top 5 hit in the UK. Her tumultuous relationship with Mick Jagger placed her at the epicenter of London's swinging 60s scene. She served as muse for Rolling Stones classics like You Can't Always Get What You Want and Wild Horses, while co-writing the controversial Sister Morphine. However, behind the glamour lurked serious struggles with addiction. A notorious 1967 drug raid at Keith Richards' home found Faithfull wearing nothing but a fur rug. Faithfull transformed personal struggle into artistic triumph, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and artistic integrity. Let's move on to the sixth celebrity who passed away in 2025. Roberta Flack. Legendary R&B vocalist Roberta Flack passed away on February 24, 2025 at the age of 87. Few voices in American music have conveyed emotion with the depth and nuance of Roberta Flack's. Her velvety contralto transformed songs into intimate conversations, creating a sense of personal connection with millions of listeners. Flack's remarkable talent earned her unprecedented recognition when she became the first artist to win the Grammy Award for Record of the Year in 2 consecutive years. First for The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face in 1973, and then for Killing Me Softly with His Song in 1974. Throughout her career, Flack accumulated 6 top 10 pop hits and 10 top 10 R&B singles, establishing herself as one of music's most versatile and expressive interpreters of song. Her recordings continue to provide comfort and inspiration to listeners seeking emotional authenticity in music. Let's move on to the 7th celebrity who passed away in 2025. Hip-hop producer and music executive Irv Gotti died on February 5, 2025 at the age of 54. In recent years, he had suffered strokes and battled complications related to diabetes. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, when hip-hop producers began stepping into the spotlight alongside the artists they worked with, Irv Gotti emerged as one of the genre's most influential architects of sound. Born Irving Domingo Lorenzo Jr., Gotti began his career as DJ Irv before making his mark as an A&R executive at Def Jam Records. There, he demonstrated a remarkable ear for talent, bringing future icons like Jay-Z, DMX, and J. Rule to the label. Gotti's production breakthrough came with Jay-Z's contemplative track Can I Live from the now classic 1996 album Reasonable Doubt. His distinctive production style helped define an entire era of hip-hop and R&B, bridging street narratives with commercial appeal in a way that expanded the genre's reach while maintaining its authenticity. Each of these remarkable individuals left an indelible mark on our culture through their artistry, innovation, and dedication to their crafts. While they may be gone, their legacies continue through their work, which remains as powerful and moving today as when it was created. These are the 7 celebrities who passed away in 2025. Which of these legends left the biggest mark on your life? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you'd like to see more tributes like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Until next time, keep celebrating the art that moves us all.